Hello, this is Christian Haynes, and welcome to the audio commentary for Zack In Time, the Animatic. Well, here we are, starting off with a big car chase with agents Beckett and Glover going off to the watch, and yeah, it's a little weird going through this shorter version. Actually, this used to be a full-length feature script, and then it kind of got shortened into this pilot, so it's kind of weird kind of going through these scenes so quickly. But yeah, here we are. We have Zach and Kendall's first introduction, and Curtis coming in to be the typical bully in the school. We have Zach kind of being a little bit defensive of Kendall, his new best friend. And we have Emmett coming in to stop all this madness that Curtis is causing. But yeah, I guess the original idea for this whole film was I kind of had three different ideas. I had one idea of time travel, one idea of just a kid in middle school, and then I had this idea of like secret agents and a secret agency. And I couldn't really find like a good idea for all three of them, so I was just like, hey, why don't I just mash them together? And originally this was going to be just a student short film that I did back at college, but I just loved the idea so much that I just wanted to kind of come back to it and hopefully sometime in the future have it as a actual TV series or web series. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, here we have one of the henchmen kind of confronting Zach on trying to get the watch. And yeah, this henchman was actually going to be a bigger character in the full-length version, but here I decided to just make him just a normal sort of henchman. And now we have the introduction of Beckett and Zach, the two primary characters in the story. And yeah, I think Beckett was definitely a tough character to write because there's actually a lot more backstory with his character, but there just isn't a lot of time to get into his story, so he's kind of more of just like the straightforward kind of mentor character in this short. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I wanted to explain, but hopefully sometime in the future more of his backstory will be revealed. And now we have the entrance into the SIA, or the Secret Intelligence Agency, where the watch was first built. And obviously Zach does not fit in here at all, but just gotta try his best. And here we have the introduction of Director North, another one of my favorite characters to create. Yeah, now we have the whole conflict. And yeah, I'm really hoping to kind of expand more on these characters in the future because, yeah, they really do have like a lot of depth to them. But yeah, as I said earlier, it's just hard to kind of get into all their backstories in this kind of just 12 minutes of a short. But yeah, hopefully it'll be revealed. Now we have the plot turn of Zach officially or unofficially being a member of the SIA and officially becoming an agent. And now we kind of get into the fun and games of what would it be like to have a time-traveling watch, especially if you're just like a 13-year-old boy who's just trying to figure out his own life, and suddenly you're kind of thrown into the mix of this kind of whole intelligence agency and time travel, and like, what would you do in this situation? It's like, should I be responsible and actually be, an agent in this sort of government agency, or should I just use the watch for my own personal gain? I think I'm going to use it for my own personal gain. So, I gotta learn the hard way. But that's the whole thing with storytelling, is that characters make the wrong decisions, and they have to ultimately pay the consequences for them. So. Yeah, now we actually come to the original pilot that I had. That's why the format changed to this kind of 4:3 sort of aspect ratios, because this is how my original pilot started, I didn't have the whole backstory of Zack finding the watch and kind of being introduced into the SIA. I kind of had it starting off with him already having the watch, and kind of, the trials and tribulations that kind of come with, having this sort of time travel power, as I should say. But yeah, once I showed it to a couple people, they were kind of confused. I'm like, hey, wait, who is this kid? How did he get the watch? What is this agency? So I decided to have those extra 4 minutes in the beginning, kind of explain the whole backstory of how he got all this stuff. So yeah, I think it has actually worked out really well, and kind of flows into the story a little bit more, and you kind of get to know who he is as a person, and kind of an introduction to the school and his friends and bully and everything. So yeah, I think that was actually a good call for them. So thanks, friends.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, now we kind of get back into sort of continuing on into that original pilot idea of this sort of mission that Zack has to go on, to kind of as an introduction to Hale, the henchmen, their whole goal of trying to get the watch for themselves and everything. So now it really just kind of plays as is from that original pilot idea, and Zack kind of accepting his role as an agent within the Secret Intelligence Agency, and his kind of sort of, I don't know, I guess sort of his transition into being an official agent. It doesn't come easy, that's for sure. And sort of the other agents' kind of reactions to the fact that there's this 13-year-old boy with this sort of incredible power in this watch, and how are they going to deal with that? So there's going to be like a lot of conflict that comes involved with that. So not only conflict with Zack and the agents, but also Zack and Hale, this kind of ultimate enemy that they're all trying to fight against. So yeah, there's just a lot of conflict going on, but hopefully it all gets resolved after this mission. So
I know this is all happening very quickly, but it's urgent. Do you think you'll be able to handle it? Guess we'll find out. He'll be fine, Director. Besides, it'll be good for him to learn on the job.
But yeah, this full pilot has my voice to it, so yeah, it's a little weird just hearing my own voice. But yeah, for the pitch trailer that I did, which was kind of an edited down version of the Animatic, has the voice actors, a lot of my friends providing their voices for it, which I'm really grateful for. And yeah, they added a lot of like personality and a lot of like quirks to the characters, and it actually was really helpful because it kind of helped out a lot with the writing and kind of helped me change the kind of the aspects of the personality of the characters and kind of shape them a little bit more and kind of gave them a little bit more 3 dimensions. So that was actually really helpful. So, and here we get into the first mission, the big action set piece that I was going for, and pretty much the entire goal with this kind of third act was to really kind of separate Zack from the other agents, kind of their protection, and kind of grow into his identity of being the hero of this whole story. So kind of gradually the characters are separating, or Zack and Beckett are separating from Thompson and Glover right here, and then eventually Zack will be separating from Hale, and then ultimately there'll be a kind of one-on-one confrontation between Zack and Hale, and that's kind of my whole end goal with this sort of climactic battle with this. So yeah, just kind of slowly but surely kind of gradually stripping away this the protection that Zack has, and yeah, just having him become the hero that he was meant to be, Zack in Time. So we have Zack and Hale kind of going back in time to the Roman Colosseum, and in the full version there's this kind of running joke of Zack and Kendall kind of dealing with their teacher Emmett, kind of continuously bringing up the Roman Empire in his history class. So I decided to pay off that kind of running joke by actually having Zack use that to his advantage and taking Hale back to the Roman Empire to defeat him. And obviously the joke with the pantsing him was definitely another running gag that was in the full version of Curtis pantsing Zack, and then Zack using the watch to go back in time to pants Curtis, and now Zack's kind of using that against Hale. So since he's not really like this, big and bad, superhero, like he has to kind of use his intelligence and use his kind of whatever tools he has at his disposal, which is the whole trickster mentality of using the pantsing aspect on Hale to defeat him. And, yeah, I just thought it'd just be like a funny joke, just to just bring it back to character-based humor and character-based actions, like what would the character do in this situation. So, yeah, I just decided to keep that. Here we have Hale giving his final warning to Zack, and kind of this question mark at the end of there'll be more to come with Hale, and that this won't be the end of this won't be the last we see of him. So now we find out the final act of Zack kind of resolving not only the tension he has with the villain of the story, Hale, but also this kind of antagonism he has with Curtis. And I feel like, yeah, there's like a good side to everyone, and even the bullies have a vulnerable side, even though they might not show it all the time. There's still some kind of aspect to that, but deep down within all those layers, there's some hope. So decided to keep Curtis kind of like as a jerky kid, but there's some resolve there. And then kind of going with the theme of not making everything easy for the hero. So even though he defeated the bad guy, he has respect to the agency. He's still late for class, and he still gets attention at the end of his best friend. So yeah, so thanks for listening to this commentary, and I'll see you next time. Bye.